Hello students, welcome to computer class. In the last class we started with the chapter constructors and we learned about the definition of a constructor, and we saw a small example how a method means a constructor has the same name as a class name, no return type, and the purpose of the constructor is to initialize an object, and constructor is called automatically when you create an object, and constructor never returns any value. So this is what we discussed in the last class, and also we discussed or we saw the execution of a constructor with a small example. I gave you a demo of this, how this particular message will be given. Welcome to my program means constructor is executed automatically when you create an object, and the whatever statements you write in the constructor, that will be done as a startup of your program. So this is what we saw in the last class or in the last video, and you understood how it is working also. I gave you one example how the data you are going to get, and this is what the output, one example I gave you, and I explained with the example also. And we saw what is a default constructor. Means when there is no constructor given in your program, then the compiler will supply, and that constructor is called a default constructor. So if you are writing a program without any constructor, then when you compile, the compiler is going to insert one constructor. So this is what we discussed in the last class, which is about the default constructor. Apart from that, we discussed about the types of parameters also, which is parameterized and non-parameterized constructor. So as the name is telling, non-parameterized constructor is the one which does not receive any arguments to the constructor. So we saw the example also about that, non-parameterized constructor, no arguments here. So class name and the constructor name will be same. That is what the constructor is, and here if the constructor is not receiving any argument, then it is called a non-parameterized constructor. Then we saw one example about the parameterized constructor also, and we saw the working of this one also here. So we took one student example where we wrote one parameterized constructor. You can see here I have written one comment, parameterized constructor with two arguments. So we saw this constructor which is taking two arguments, and the instance variables or data members are initialized with the argument variable. That is what we saw in the last class, and we saw working also. So all these things we understood in the last video or in the last class. Today we are going to learn some more examples on parameterized constructor only. So that is what I am going to start with today. Example, I have taken one more example so that the concept will be still more clear to you. As an introduction, I just gave each one like a parameterized one example and non-parameterized. Let us learn more about the non-parameterized constructor today. So the example I have taken here with example 2 I have written, because the first one already I have taken with student. So this is the second example on parameterized constructor. In this example I am writing two constructor in the same class. That is the reason I have written here. The below program can also be an example for constructor overloading. Now by this time you are all clear with the method overloading, where in a class you can write multiple methods with the same name that are differentiated by the number and type of the arguments. Similarly, even in a class you can write multiple constructors also. If you see here, I have taken one default or non-parameterized constructor. Here the word I am using default constructor because in the examination, sometimes in the section B variety question, where they give you 15 marks question, in that question they will ask you write a default constructor, which is nothing but a non-parameterized. So in that case, here I have written one default or non-parameterized constructor. Along with one more I have written a parameterized constructor. So two constructors are written here. Then how do we differentiate between one constructor to another constructor? Same method overloading rules apply here also. When you write a multiple constructor, we are going to differentiate based on the number and type of the arguments. Here no arguments here for this constructor for the first one. And the second one, if you see, there is a parameter here. So one parameterized constructor and one default constructor in the same class I have written, and we have written one display method, and what value we are setting for this place. I have taken one example with the data member place. I have written default place will be set with Bangalore. If I create an object with the no passing arguments, if I do not pass any argument, in that case for that object the place will be set with Bangalore. Suppose if I create an object by passing the value, means if I am passing an argument to the constructor, then what data we are passing, that will be set with the instance variable or a data member. That is what the concept for this example. Then display method, whatever data we are setting, we are just displaying it. Then we have taken one public class here to create an object. I am creating two objects, object 1 and object 2. First example, if you see this one, I am not passing any arguments here. So the very first statement where I am creating object 1 will go and call the non-parameterized constructor, and for that object obj1 place will be set with Bangalore. Then after that immediately the control will come back and it reaches the second statement now. So when the second statement is executed, we are creating the second object. This is obj2. When I create a second object, it goes, see here you can see, you understood in the last class also, while calling a parameterized constructor, at the time of creation of an object itself, I have to pass the value to the parameterized constructor. See here, within a bracket I have given the value as Mysore here. So that will be the parameterized constructor. So this will go and call the second constructor, which is a parameterized constructor. T place will take it as Mysore. That Mysore will be assigned with the place for the second object. So once it finishes, it comes back and reaches this statement obj1 dot display. For obj1 default constructor was called. So this one obj1 default 1 was called. So for that place will be set with Bangalore. Second object place we are setting with Mysore. That is what the output we are going to get for this program. So here I have taken in a single class two constructors, both parameterized also and non-parameterized also. We can see the execution of this. I'll take the same program. I'll give you a demo how we are getting this output. So let me take it to the BlueJ. Now I'll create one class. Same example, how it is working, we'll just have a look into that. Since I'm taking from the Word, I'm just editing the double quotes here because the quotes doesn't match. Same example. So let us see how it is working now. I'll compile this main class. Okay, main class 2, this I'll make it as 4. I'll compile. Small p here. Again small p. Yes. Now we'll see. Two objects we are creating. Object 1 place will be set with the default value because non-parameterized called. Second object is set with that. So accordingly for each and every object instance variables you get a different value. So let us see the output of that. New, because I created with the 4 main class 4. So first object place is Bangalore. Second object place is Mysore. That is what the program. Just an example, when you write multiple constructor in a class, how exactly it is going to work. Just an example of that. So we are learning more about the parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor we are learning more. That is the reason I have given here. The below program can also be an example for constructor overloading. But still, I'll give you a definition for constructor overloading and one more example also for constructor overloading. Before that, we will discuss one more parameterized constructor. Suppose if I design a class with only a parameterized constructor. I have given here. What if you implement only parameterized constructor in a class? So let us take one example. So the third example, same place name I have taken here as a data member. Only one constructor which is a parameterized constructor and where the argument value is set with the instance variable. Then display method is going to display the value of that place. Then we are creating a main class. There we are creating two objects we are creating. Now if you see the example here, we have a class with only one constructor, which is a parameterized constructor. You can see here, which is a parameterized constructor. When I try to create an object in this style, means without passing any argument, if I try to create an object, this statement will give me an error message because there is no constructor, there is no default constructor. Like in the previous example, this command worked fine because we had one default constructor, there was a match, so it went and called this default constructor. But whereas in the third example what I have taken now, here we don't have a default constructor, what we have is only one, which is a parameterized constructor. So there is no constructor which is matching with this. As I told you, when you write a constructor, compiler will not supply any constructor to your program. So we have written only one constructor, which is a parameterized one. So if I have created like that, then it is compulsory for me to create an object by passing one argument to the constructor. Only this way I have to invoke. So the first style of invoking will give you an error message. So this type of invoking is not possible where we have only a parameterized. So only the second way I'll be able to call the constructor. And remember, when you write a constructor, compiler will not supply any constructor to your program. That is the reason this statement, obviously when it is not allowing you to create an object, definitely this statement is not possible. Only the second one. I can give you a demo of this. See here, the explanation I have written it here. So when I give you notes, all these will be an explanation for this. Invoking this statement. This statement will give you a error message because we don't implement any constructor in your class. Compiler inserts the default. Okay, let me read out this. Example 3 is invoking a default constructor which we don't have in our program. When you don't implement any constructor in your class, only then, when we do not write any constructor, only then compiler inserts the default constructor. But when we write any type of constructor which is a default, which is a non-parameterized or parameterized constructor, then you don't receive any default constructor by the compiler. This is what I just now explained. Now if I remove this statement, then the program works, or I have to include one parameterized default constructor for this program. Either I have to include one default constructor to make this program working, or else I have to take out this statement so that I continue with the second type of creation of an object. So in both any one of that, when I give you demo, I'll show you that. That is what I am explaining here. So declaring a constructor with arguments hides the default constructor. So let us see the working. As I told you, it will give you error message. Let us see how we are getting that error. I will give you one demo of that. Now same example I have taken now. This I will make it as 5 because already there is 2-3 main classes are available. Same example. Now we will see the working of this. As I told you, you are going to get error message for this, where it is not going to reach the statement only, because unless you create or clear your that error, it won't go further. All of you know that. Okay, the same problem, the place. Okay. See here, constructor example 3 in class cannot be applied to the given type because it is expecting, required is a string. It is expecting you to give a string type arguments. Found no arguments. Found no arguments. So here it is telling there is a constructor with string type, but this type of constructor is not there. So no arguments are passed, so you are getting an error message. So either you delete this line, then go ahead with creation of an object. Then this is not possible because we are not creating object 1, second object, or else you make this only as object 1, call and display. That's all. object 1, I am creating an object in this style, compile. Now it works fine. Or you create one default constructor, example 3. Just write here place which is equal to default place, or maybe empty. When you do not initialize any value, you can say empty here, or you can set any default place. You can give a default place here. Now the command, if you write now example 3 obj1, this obj1, this I'll make it as obj2, which is equal to new example of 3. Now I have written a default or a non-parameterized constructor. So when I write the statement like this, this will go and call that constructor. So here, this will go and call. Now it is working fine. When you write here obj1.display, for the first object I am displaying, I'll get the output as Bangalore. Now if I write obj2.display, I'll get the output as now Mysore. Let us see now. Let us see the working. See here, the 5. You can see the output of this. You are getting one Bangalore and Mysore, the same thing. So this is what very important here. If you write a parameterized constructor, then you have to create an object in this style only. You cannot create an object in this style. That is what I wanted to tell you for this example. Then after that, after this last, I gave you one question in the homework, that is in a practice 20 question I gave you to give a difference between constructor and member method. Now I have given you notes for that. I'll come to that notes later. Before that, let us study about the constructor overloading. I hope you all have written an answer for difference between constructor and member method. First let us learn about the constructor overloading and then we'll go with that. So what is a constructor overloading? Just now we saw writing multiple constructor in a class. We'll see the definition of that. Defining more than one constructor for a class where we are going to differ in the number and type of the arguments passed to the constructor is called a constructor overloading. So in this case, then if we are writing multiple constructor, how are we going to call the constructor? Just now I gave you one example also. Depends on how you are creating an object. Now let me take one example. I have taken one class employee with two instance variable, one ID and one more is place. First one is employee. It's a non-parameterized or a default constructor where I am setting only ID value with 0, which is a default, which is not taking any argument. I have written one more constructor, string place, it is taking as an argument and that value will be set with the place of this instance variable. Then employee TID I have taken with one more third constructor. So there are three constructors for this class, one with no argument, one with the string argument and one more is with the integer argument. ID is set with the argument variable TID. So three parameterized constructors are available for this program. So it depends on how you create an object now. Based on that, it is going to call the constructor. First one no argument, one with string argument, one with integer. That is what it says. We are going to differentiate between one constructor to another based on the number and type of the arguments. And remember, same rules what you had in the method overloading, same rules apply here also. As it is, constructor do not have any return type. So we don't consider also even in method overloading. Method overloading also we differentiate only based on the number and type of the argument and not based on the return type. You have learnt in the function chapter. But here constructor also, writing multiple constructor in the same class that are differentiated based on the number and type of the arguments. Anyhow, constructor never returns any value. So we don't consider that at all. So 3 we have written. Then if you create an object for the above class, which is an employee class, for example, employee obj1 is equal to new employee. I am passing the value as 101. So when I pass the value as 101, the type of the data what I am passing is the integer type. So it goes and calls the constructor with integer arguments, means this one. This will be called, because first one no argument, second one is a string argument, this one, the third one is matching with the invoking style, so it goes and calls the third one. Second time, suppose if I am creating a second object by passing the place name with the value Bangalore, then this will go and call the second constructor with the string argument, because the prototype is matching here. Then if I create one more object with no arguments, then this will call the first one, which is a default or a non-parameterized constructor where we are not receiving any arguments at all. So this will be called and ID will be set with 0. So this is how the command is going to work, or based on the object creation, it goes and calls the respective constructor. Then now let us see what is the difference between constructor and a member method, which is a very important topic, and many times in the board examination the question was asked. So differentiate between constructor and member method. This was a homework question also. I hope you all have written. You can verify now. It was there in the textbook also. If you are reading a textbook, definitely you can able to list out the difference. Now constructor, the very first point, the difference between constructor and member method. The first point, constructor has the same name as a class name. You all have seen that. That is why we call that as a constructor, a method with the same name as class name. Whereas for member method, any name other than the class name. That is the first point or the first difference. Second one, constructor, we do not write any return type and we don't even write void for the constructor. Whereas for the member method, if we are not returning, we write void, or any valid return type has to be given for the any other member method. Then third difference, constructors are called at the time of creation of an object. We don't call like obj1 dot student of, like that. How we call the other member method through an object, like that we don't call the constructor. Constructors are called automatically the moment you create an object. That is what the third point is, called at the time of creation of an object. In the first demo I gave you how exactly constructors are called, how we got that welcoming message also. Then here, member method called only when a specific method calls are given by the programmer. So only if you write a method call statement, only then it goes and calls the construct, that is member method. Then purpose of the constructor, the fourth difference, purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object of a class. Mainly purpose is to initialize or anything which has to be done at the beginning of a program, or any welcoming screens or something like that, by variable initialization, that kind of statements will be set in the constructor. Whereas in a member method, to perform any task, you can perform any task that operates on the data. So this is what the difference between constructor and member method. And also last class I gave you some of the homework question. Let us discuss about that now. It's a practice 20 homework question. First one, just now I only gave you the answer. When you are writing it, solve it in the homework side. But when I give you solution, for example, if I am going to send the notes for this chapter, in that case, these things, if I give you as a notes, write it in the classwork side itself. But when you are writing it, there is a chance of making a mistake, that you write in the homework side. When I give you solution, write in the classwork side. Now here, second example. First one is done already. Second one, create a class rectangle. I just kept the solution ready here. Create a class rectangle. So the solution is here, class rectangle, with how many data member? 2 data member, L and B, length and breadth. So we have taken length and breadth and initialize these data member using default or non-parameterized constructor. That's what I told you, section B question you get like this. They don't even mention sometimes non-parameterized, they just give you as a default. Nothing but you have to write one non-parameterized constructor. So I am writing one default constructor, same thing, no parameters, okay. So where we are going to initialize the variables to 0, that is what is given here. So initialize the length and breadth to 0. Then parameterize constructors to set the data member with its arguments. One more constructor we are writing with the parameters. So I have taken here TL and TB. Do not take L and B, same name as the instance variable you do not take, because we come across with one problem which where a local variable hiding the global variable. What is that, how it can be resolved, that when I come to this pointer, that time I am going to explain. Time being, do not take the same name as a class, means the instance variable name you do not take it as temporary length temporary variable, just I attached with the T, indicating that these are all temporary variable. TL and TB, that value will be assigned with that. So that is what is asked in the question. Suppose in the section A variety, a small question for 2 marks or 3 marks will be asked like this. So what they are asking, you just write the answer for that. So we are asking, create a class with data member and with the default constructor, and one more is parameterized constructor. That's all, we have written the answer. But if the full-fledged complete 115 marks means it will be lengthy with some calculation, all that we'll see that in the later stage. And the next question is, define a class product with the instance variable, that is product name, status. This I explained in the last class. Now let us see this. I have not kept the program ready. I will type now and you can see, or you can have a look at this and you can verify if you have written, or else those who have not understood, you can understand now how I am writing the program for this. So I'll take the copy the question. We'll write now. The question is practice 20 question. This is, I'll write here. This is homework. 23rd question. Okay, but class name is a product they have written. Okay, main class I'll write like this. Main class, when I write the main class, that time I'll be writing. Now class product, the class name supposed to be product. Let me write that as product. Always, all of you know the conventional rule, class name should start with a capital letter. It's not a compulsory, but it's a conventional rule, we follow that. String nm, these three are the data members. String nm, then string status, to store the status of the product as a fast moving, slow moving or medium, some the values like that. Then integer QOH, quantity on hand. Then they are asking you to write one parameterized constructor. Okay, let me remove this so that you can highlight it, you can see that. Write a parameterized constructor to set these instance variable with the parameters. How do we write parameterized constructor? Same name as a class name. So we are taking 3 arguments. One is string TNM, I'll take temporary argument, string TST, then integer TQOH. Then we'll initialize nm with the instance variable with the argument. That's what the parameterized constructor is supposed to do. st is equal to tst. Then QOH, quantity on hand, is equal to temporary variable. So we have initialized in the constructor parameterized constructor. Then create object, creation of an object. For that we have to write one more class. So we have a class with one constructor. That's all we have to do for this question. Then main class name I have taken, just to understand, is the 20 question, the third question we are solving now. Now here void main, so where we are going to create an object. So this we have learnt in the last chapter also, where we write one main method and in that where we are going to create an object. The class name is product. As you all understood in today's class, when we write a parameterized constructor, then while creating an object, I have to pass the value for the constructor, because in this line when we are creating an object, the constructors are called and parameterized constructor, so we have to pass a value here. Let me give the product values as given in the question. So they are telling you to pass these values, means product name is Barbie, product name is Barbie. Then it is a fast moving item, that is the status of that should be fast moving, and the quantity available is as an integer type, no quotes for this, 10 products are available. So in the question they have given you create two objects. How many objects here? Two objects as toy and electronic. Okay, then I should write the object name as toy, not obj1 toy, because it's given in the question. Create two objects toy and electronic. So first object is toy with the details what? Barbie, fast moving, and 10 is the quantity on hand available. Then second object product electronic, second object name, which is equal to, now for this they are telling you to pass the value for the parameterized constructor as laptop medium, quantity on hand is 25. So all these are string type. So product name is laptop and it is a medium moving product and quantity on hand is 25. So there are two objects we created as toy and electronic, and the question is telling you to print the values. Now here we finished creation of this. Print the details of each product in the main method. So we don't have any display method in the class product. So the display part has to be done in the main method itself. So we will display here system.out.println, I can say toy details, because the first object details which is a toy, second one is electronic. Now okay, let me just copy paste so that three outputs we have: a product name, status and the quantity on hand. So three statement I have taken here. Now product name, while accessing the data member, this nm, simply I cannot access nm because I am outside the class, I am in different class. If I am accessing the data member of another class, then through the object only I have to access. This also we have discussed in the last examples. So here I have to write plus toy dot product. Data member name is here nm, stqoh. So toy dot product name nm, then status is toy dot st, then we can write here quantity available plus toy dot, here capital T, because I created the object with capital T, everywhere I have to change it to capital T here, toy dot QOH. Same thing I repeat for the, now for the first object we finished displaying. For the second one, for the electronic also we have to display the details. Same thing I copy and I modify the details accordingly. Second one, I just given one line of gap for the clarity. Second one is the electronic detail, but on the screen you won't get this line, because to get a line I have to give a backslash in here. Electronic detail, product name here it is, object name is electronic, so only with that name only I have to type here electronic dot nm, electronic dot st, electronic dot quantity on hand. So two objects we are creating, two objects are created with the name toy and electronic, and those details are displayed in the main method only because the question is asking you to do so. So let us see the output of this program. Okay, the comment I have to complete here. We'll see the output. This is a homework question. Okay, main class I have to make. This has to be a public class. As you all know, when you write a multiple class, so the class which you want to execute first, that should be the public class, main class. Now you can see that homework, this is a class. So we'll see the output of that now. Two object details will get. Toy details for the toy, product is Barbie, fast moving, and 10. This is what we passed for the parameterized constructor. And the second one is the electronic details, laptop, medium, and this one. I told you also you won't get any line here just because you have a line in the program, unless you give a \n to give one line blank here. Hope you all understood with this example. We'll go with the next question. Very easy one. Since you understood with this, hope you will be able to understand the second question also. Write a Java class person with the following details. So same example only. This also very easy to write. Once you know about that, same way even this one also. I just copied the question into this. The fourth question of the homework 20. Okay, so class person, we have taken one integer age for this program. Then we have a default constructor. So in that case, no arguments for this constructor, where we are setting the age of the person with 17. So age is equal to 17 we are writing. That's all we have written. Then we have to create a main method, means one more class. So the class which has to be executed first, I'll make it as a public class. Now this is the homework question, the 20, this is fourth question. Then void main. How do we create an object now? Person obj1, because they have not given any detail here. Any name I can give here. Object as person1. Okay, person1 is the object name they have given. Let me give it as person1, which is equal to new class name is person, and no arguments, so we don't pass any value. And they are telling you to increase the, okay, let me bring it to the next line. Increase the age by 1 and display it. So we created object. Now we have to increase the age. We don't have any other method to increase here, so we only have to access. Now being in the other class, how do you access the data member? Through the object. Now I have to write now person1 dot age is equal to, or you can write a short form, plus is equal to 1. So we increase the age by 1. Now we have to display system dot out dot println increased age. So what is the output we are supposed to get now? We are supposed to get the output as 18. person1 dot age. We are supposed to get the output because we increase the age by 1, and that is what we are displaying. We are supposed to get the output as 18, but age was set with 17. Let us see the output of this program now. Fourth question. Let us see the output. Increased age is 18. So this is what the homework question which was given in the last class. Now for today's class I have given you one question which is a full-fledged one, like how you get in your board examination on constructor chapter. Compulsorily this variety question 1 will be there in your board examination. Very easy to write. Just write the statement what question is asking for. You are going to create a class employee with these data members, and you have a member method. So all of you know that immediately after the class you are going to write the variables, and inside that only you are going to write the member method, which is nothing but encapsulation concept. So you are going to write one default constructor where you are initializing all numeric type with 0, and string, you have one string value that should be initialized with empty. Just open the double quotes and immediately close it. Then void input, we are going to read the details for the employee code, name and basic. Then payslip, we have one more method where we are going to calculate HRA, DA and net pay with the calculation. What are the values, how it's supposed to be calculated which is given here. Calculate that. And we have a display method where we are going to display the output in this type. Display output in the following format. So this is what the output you are going to display. Then write one more class. In that class you are going to create an object and call the methods in an order. So in which order you are creating? All of you know when you create an object, constructor is called. Then you cannot directly go with the payslip unless you have an input of this code name and basic pay, because your calculation mainly depends on the basic pay. So once the constructor is called automatically, you have to call input method, then payslip, and then you have to call the display method. That is the order of invoking the method in the main method. So call it and write the complete program in your homework site. Solve it in the homework site. As I told you, when you try on your own, definitely there is a chance of making a mistake. Try in the homework site, verify the program. Once it is correct, when I give you solution as a notes, when I send you, write everything in the classwork site itself. So I hope with this, write this program and come for the next class. Thank you.